I've reached an age where the filter between my brain and my mouth has completely dissolved. At 92, I've watched my wife take her last breath. I've stood at the graves of friends and rivals alike. And more importantly, I've outgrown the man who cared what any of them thought. I'm not standing on a cliff. I'm sitting on the porch, looking at the sunset, and I can see the fence at the edge of the property. Before the light fades completely, I need to shout back to you, still in the middle of the party, what the view from here actually looks like, because you are operating under a massive, comfortable illusion. You walk around with this unspoken assumption that your account of days is infinite, that you can make withdrawals whenever you want. So I'm the bank manager calling to say your balance is zero. We all know the statistics, but you don't feel the reaper's breath on your neck. If you did, you wouldn't be spending your precious hours the way you are. What would you actually do today if you knew it was your last? Let me tell you about a guy named Michael. It was 1972. Michael was my business partner. He was sharper, more ambitious, and frankly, more successful. A true predator in the market. We were at a bar one evening, toasting a merger he'd just masterminded. He was puffing on a fine cigar, leaned way back in his booth, and he told me, "Just 3 more years, that's the target. I push hard for 3 more years, secure the fortune, and then I'm free. Then I take Sarah to Paris. Then I finally relax." Michael had a plan, a perfect timeline. 48 hours later, Michael collapsed in his own driveway. Aneurysm. He was 44. He never saw Paris. He never relaxed for a single day. I stood at his memorial, and the real tragedy wasn't his death. We all face that. The real tragedy was that Michael's entire life was a waiting room. He treated his existence like a layover on the way to a better destination that never existed. And the most brutal part? When I helped his widow clean out his study, his calendar was filled with meetings for the next quarter. His email chain was endless. The world kept spinning. His firm replaced him before the obituary ran. His indispensable clients forgot his name in a few seasons. Looking at you, through these old eyes, I see Michael. You're telling yourself the same bedtime story. I'll be happy when I get the house. I'll rest when the project is done. I'll apologize when they do first. Do you hear how ridiculous that sounds from out here? Here's a brutal fact from someone with 1 foot out the door. There is no later. There is only the present pulse. If you are trading your now for a someday that isn't guaranteed, you are gambling with the only currency that actually matters. Let's talk about your possessions. You are obsessed with collecting. You buy gadgets you don't use, with borrowed money, to signal status to people whose opinions are worthless. I live in a modest room now, a bed, a lamp, a photograph of my wife. I used to own a massive house. I owned boats. I owned a garage full of machines. And I can tell you, with the terrifying clarity of the finish line, it was all just expensive clutter. I've attended dozens of funerals. Not once in all those years have I seen a moving truck following the hearse. When you go, your family will pay someone to haul 90% of your treasures to the dump. The rest will be sold for pocket change at a garage sale. That's the grand finale of your accumulation. Future garbage. So why are you destroying your health and missing your life to pay for it? Why are you working through weekends, missing your child's first steps, to afford a vehicle that just sits in traffic? It's absolute insanity, and you won't see the madness until you're sitting right here, and by then, the receipt is long gone. Let me share my greatest victory. It was 1981. I received the Entrepreneur of the Decade award. Huge gala, black tie affair. I walked across the stage, accepted the heavy crystal trophy, and felt like I'd conquered the universe. I drove home, the trophy on the passenger seat. The house was dark. My wife, Helen, was asleep. My children were asleep. I sat alone at the kitchen table with a glass of whiskey, staring at this slab of engraved glass. And it hit me. The applause was silent. The people at that gala didn't care about me. They cared about their network. The people upstairs, the ones who truly loved me, I had abandoned them for months to win that paperweight. I missed my daughter's piano recitals. I missed our anniversary dinner. For what? That trophy is in a landfill now, or someone's basement. I have no idea. But the look on Helen's face when I told her I couldn't make it to dinner, that image is seared into my soul. That stays. You think your job is your legacy. It's not. It's a transaction. You are selling the hours of your life, hours you will never get back, to enrich someone else's dream. If you vanished tonight, your position would be advertised online before your obituary is published. Do not dedicate your life to an altar that won't hold your hand when the lights go out. Is that really the legacy you want? So, what survives? If money is an illusion, your career is a distraction, and your things are junk, what's actually real? I'll tell you. The only things you get to keep are the things you gave away. The kindness, the time, the genuine connection. I sit here, and I don't replay board meetings. I replay Sunday mornings with Helen. I replay the sound of my grandson's first laugh. I replay the time I helped a stranded family change a tire in the rain. That is the only real wealth. The rest is just props. So here is my challenge to you. My no excuses guide for the road ahead. First, execute your ego. You are so terrified of embarrassment. You don't start the project. You don't make the call. You don't tell the truth. Why? Because you're scared of them. Let me free you right now. No one is watching. They are all starring in their own movie. To them, you're just scenery. Stop letting the fear of their judgment, which will die with them, paralyze you. Second, embrace the last time mindset. This is an ancient trick, and it works. Every single time you do something, whisper to yourself that one day it will be the final time. One day you will lift your child onto your shoulders for the last time. One day you will kiss your partner for the last time. One day you will taste your favorite food for the last time. You have no idea when that day is. It could be decades away. It could be today. If you live with that awareness, you will never, ever sleepwalk through a moment again. You'll taste the coffee. You'll hold the hug a little bit tighter. Third, for the love of everything, wake up. I'm 92. My joints ache. My vision is failing. But you have the golden ticket. You have your health. You have your energy. And you are spending it staring at a tiny screen. You are numbing yourself into a coma. Stop. Go outside. Feel the sun. Look at the clouds. Call your mother. Forgive that person who wronged you, not because they deserve it, but because you don't have time to carry that heavy backpack of anger anymore. We are all terminal. That's the only guarantee. But most people never truly ignite. They just exist. They play it safe. They stay comfortable, and then they fade out. Don't be like Michael. Don't wait for the perfect plan. Eat the dessert. Book the ticket. Say, I love you without hesitation. Because the clock is always ticking. Can you hear it? That's the sound of your life. Don't let it run out on mute. I'm getting tired now. Go and actually live. If this message meant something to you, please hit the like button and subscribe for more lessons on life and language.